I'm probably one of the biggest Quebec beer fans.
Man, you should have told me. I could have brought you some stuff.
Well, I mean, I get a lot of special stuff.
So
I have friends.
You're talking to the guy
I have friends.
Yeah,
I could get you stuff.
Yeah.
Are you a brewhead? I'm a brewhead. Are you a brewhead? I'm a brewhead. Y'all are brewheads? Yeah, we brewheads. So pour a glass of craft beer, we can do this. Yeah.
What's good, y'all? This is C Certified Brewhead.
And I am Scott Beer, cold beer enthusiast.
And welcome to episode 47 of BrewHeads, the podcast. And tonight we're coming to you live from
a hotel
room. Mildly creepy, but something different. And we had Jason Dennis from Beverage Warehouse. Oh, that was I like that one.
I don't know which way we're going with that.
I go high five. I go high five.
I kind of was like going for the the overhand.
Oh, the
shake,
gangster shake.
Well, most things are going to be over my hand right now.
You're a little lower than we are right now. Yeah,
the wizard's chair.
In the throne, the wizard chair. Yeah,
appreciate you coming through, man.
Yeah.
Good stability, after a few beers, we'll be like, hey,
I can sleep in this chair.
Hey, good to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's amazing. Thank you for coming through. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for involving me.
So we're big fans of the of your office.
Okay.
So we figured it's since we're coming down to talk to breweries and in the beer industry here in Burlington and Vermont in general, it only really felt right to talk to you to represent Beverage Warehouse.
Thanks for including me. I mean, we're always looking for, fun things to do, whether it's, putting, crazy pictures on our, photoshopping things or, doing podcasts or homebrew competitions or bringing in crazy beers or tastings. I mean, we're just up for whatever. I mean,
so you guys are really in the beer community.
Yeah, I mean,
involved as you can be.
Yeah, and that's one of the nice things about the beer community. It's not as kind of snobby as parts of the wine community are.
Yes,
I mean,
definitely,
and certainly, the beer community has its snobby corners of in it, but it's just good. I mean, it's just beer. It's fun.
That's right. That's right.
It's there for enjoyment.
Yeah. Absolutely. So you have bestowed upon us a glorious.
I just
selection.
Brought a whole box of beers, a good representation from just breweries from all over the area. So
yes,
awesome.
That was what I requested. I was like, look, if you want, I thought it made sense that someone from you were like, all right, let's have something that you feel does represent it.
Kind of like what the locals drink, what you can get on a daily basis without having to, wait in lines or make big trips or things like that.
Yep.
And I have waited in line at your establishment before for beers, but I mean, it's
I was a great customer before I moved up here, and I did the whole waiting in line things and some things like that.
Yeah.
But it's you keep it in perspective. Even when we do have a big release at our store, you can, if you show up on time, you can be in and out within 15, 20 minutes with the beer that you're looking for. So less time than it takes to wait at a fast food restaurant or a big crappy restaurant chain. You could be in and out with some of the most delicious beer that we have.
It was very efficient. They moved us through very efficiently, I must say.
Even when I came through for the Sip of Sunshine one time, last trip, and it was there wasn't even really a line, but every single person in the store was holding
one.
Oh yeah.
I've never seen that. They came in, they go 1, 2, and they grabbed whatever it was, the other bottle at the time, and I just never seen that before. However many 30, 40 people in the store, and pretty funny. So you know what? We asked. We didn't look at what you brought. Do you want to break these down and
sure
show us what's popping?
It's all mixed in there. So Queen City,
nice.
We're in town here. They make a good number of English style beers, European styles, and that's one of my favorites from them. Their Munich Dunkel. I like it. It's a little bit brighter than some other Dunkels. Has a little bit of refreshing quality to it, but for something just smooth, malty, easy drinking.
Cool.
Big fan. I like it.
Nice. I haven't had Queen City yet. I don't think. Look at this. Lost Nation.
Lost Nation, The Wind. So they built their brewery on their Goza, and their Goza is being distributed regionally now, and big fans of Lost Nation, just not because of the beer that they make. This is their Goza, but it's dry hop with citra hops and grapefruit, and it's delicious. It's refreshing. It's tart.
I think we had
what's the Lost Nation one that we had?
I'm just gonna double check.
I'm just double checking. Or what he gave us 2 Lost Nations, remember?
The cans?
Yeah.
Was it
different?
Mosaic IPA, purple yellow?
No, it was
Galaxy.
The Wind?
Okay, that's The Wind. Yeah.
That is
nice. So
I think
then
it was delicious. No, absolutely.
Take the bottle home with you. Yeah.
This is Vermont Pilsner.
That's the one. Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
And they've been canning more and more IPAs. They do a really great job with their IPAs. What I like about them is their IPAs generally aren't super high in alcohol. They're more like in the 5.5 to 6.5 range. And they have like their Galaxy in a can, their Mosaic in a can.
Nice.
They have a new one lately that just came out that we've been doing well with, and just easy drinking. You can have a couple of them, not high ABV, refreshing, hazy.
Good, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Amazing. Look at this bad boy. That's attractive.
It's Simple Roots. They're elderflower saison.
Damn, that sounds delicious.
So they do. If you ever see their Karas Kolsch, grab that.
Okay.
Big fan of Kolsch.
Yeah, we like Kolsch.
And their Kolsch. If you're ever getting kind of hopped out up here, it's a great thing to kind of have a little pop of floralness and a little refreshing style of beer with the saison.
Okay.
Big fan.
Amazing. That's actually a good point because I think it's really easy to get hopped out up here.
Yeah.
Coma.
And you can get kind of hopped out with that. Frost Beer Works Lush.
Yo.
Have you had that one?
No, but we just heard of Frost. We're learning a lot. We knew a lot of the big breweries here, but we're hearing about more that you need to try.
It's like once you start scratching away at the surface, maybe blow away some of the foam or something, like extra layers of other, breweries and stuff. But yeah, Frost
2 days
Beer Works
old.
Lush. Yeah, it's kind of old for being up here. Sorry, I brought you some days.
We had a 3-month-old heavy recently. So don't worry, it's okay.
Yeah,
but you guys are crazy with this.
It's hilarious.
In a good way, crazy.
Some are, some aren't. I mean, beer changes over the years. Even John from The Alchemist. He'll even pull out
old
cans of.
He likes it older, doesn't he? He prefers it
and talks about how things change over the years and stuff.
So, that's sick because maybe it was
super juicy, hazy.
Yeah,
fantastic.
We needed one of those bad boys.
There's a lot in here.
I've been testing that one a little bit. So Stone Corral over in Richmond, they do a bunch of nice ales. They've been dabbling into a little bit of wild and sour beers and stuff. That's not a short.
I was going to say,
I kind of tested that a little bit,
made sure it's
recapped it. Yeah,
nice.
But that's their chocolate maple porter.
Nice.
In addition to hoppy things, up here in Vermont, we like things sweet as well. We like our maple syrup and our ice cream and Ben and Jerry's. Absolutely,
all the good
stuff. That one looks awesome. Yeah, man. Oh my god, I didn't even see those cans. You're crazy. Someone's telling us about Von Trapp today.
Von Trapp. So you familiar with like The Sound of Music?
Yes.
So that's from the family that inspired them.
Okay.
So they do lagers at their big estate and brewery up there.
Exclusively lagers, or
they may have done a collaboration ale here or there, but they specialize in lagers. So whenever you see they have their Helles lager, which is the bright one that they do, then that's followed by their Pilsner lager, and then their Amber lager, and their Dunkel lager, and then they do some seasonals like a Trosten, and they have a Weiss beer right now as well. Damn. But I drink a lot of that beer. I just really enjoy that. It's just really crisp and refreshing, and just something you can have,
like a crush.
Maybe 2, 3, 4, 5.
11, 12, 14.
Instead of just having like, one or two big cans or something like that. We have a few of those.
That's good. It's good to have those and balance them out. Man, you just...
And Vermont's known for cans. So there's a whole variety of cans.
Damn. Good water.
So, Good Water. They started canning the last year. They have a great little hazy pale ale. It's out of stock in our store more than it's in stock.
Okay. That's a good sign.
We sell a lot of their kegs. Their kegs are great for weddings and events, and it's just a nice... hazy, easy drinking pale ale. Nice. Snapped up a lot of our Sierra Nevada pale ale sales, like Good Water.
Wow.
Especially like their kegs. They are
that's a good
decimating our Sierra Nevada.
Interesting.
Them and Idle Time out of Stowe. Huge fan of Will and stuff. They take you downstairs and we do bottling like two at a time.
I took a picture of his bottling.
Old school.
Mad old school,
Hermit Thrush.
Hermit Thrush, one of the most southern breweries in Vermont. Not the most southern, but they're in Brattleboro.
That's exciting.
So they're a solid couple hours south of here. And so they just do only sour beers, and they can them.
Right.
So that gin barrel Saison is awesome. That's one of the better sour beers.
Tiffany Gin Barrel. Gin Barrel.
It's a gin fiend.
Yeah. And they do some smaller beers too. Like they'll take some of the leftover ingredients and stuff and make like a table beer and some sours. But yeah,
cool. I love that a lot of them are doing specialties. It's very cool. Yeah. Otter Creek, I've actually had these guys, but they look sick. Free Flow IPA.
Yeah, I mean Otter Creek. It's a brand that's been around for a while in Vermont. In the last couple of years, they've been kind of doing a little bit of reorganization with their graphics and their styles of beers, and they got brewmaster Mike over there, and their Free Flow IPA is just a great IPA that you can get on a regular basis now.
Nice.
When it first came out later of last year, it was just instantly gone, and we couldn't even keep it in stock. And now they've built up their stock, and they're doing a good job with just finding a beer that they can just make kind of all the time.
Yeah,
amazing. Foley
Brothers, ever heard of them?
Yes, we have. Someone told us to go there.
Yeah.
We reached out to them.
Pieces of 8 is awesome. It's one of their more juicier
heard about that one, yes.
IPAs for sure. Prospect, that is one of the smoothest
Imperial
9% IPAs I've ever had.
Wow.
More so
Yeah,
than,
the
say,
alcohol is really well hidden on that.
Love that.
So it's something that you can drink a couple and all of a sudden, boom, it's like, oh yeah, that's right. This is 9%.
I forgot.
Give me one more, But so that's the second time. That's from the second batch they can, and so we just released more of that today.
Amazing.
Yep.
Jeez, man, you went crazy.
So,
Zero Gravity, nice.
So Zero Gravity, so that's their Keller beer. Right? Yeah, pretty darn close.
Yeah.
The American Flatbread is across the street from here.
Yes,
but the actual brewery is down on Pine Street.
Okay.
And you can get some of like their BrewHeads barrel aged BrewHead down there. Again, that's like kind of like in the Kolsch kind of family.
Super easy to drink.
Yeah,
crushable.
I mean, they have their Conehead IPA, which is like a hazy, juicy Vermont style IPA that's around like 6.5% or so. But the Keller is a seasonal beer for them. Really enjoy it.
Nice.
Amazing. Yeah. These bad boy, these 14th Star Golden Wheat.
So 14th Star up in St. Albans. We've enjoyed a really great relationship with them over the years. They've partnered with us to do our homebrew competition every year, where that's only open to Vermonters. So you could be a Vermont home brewer, come to our competition, and if you win, your beer will be canned and kegged and sold throughout Vermont.
That's
so you can be home.
Cool.
Yeah, and like we just finished. I can talk more about it later if you want.
Yeah.
But we just finished the first phase of judging, where we have 2 finalists, and they're each going to brew a small batch at 14th Star, and then it's going to go out to about 9 or 10 bars around Vermont.
See what sells the best,
and then the people are going to vote on which one they like better.
Okay, cool.
And then the one they like better is going to have a bigger batch made.
Win the big one, right?
And going to be candy, kegged, and sold throughout the state. So right now there's 2 people. They've been home brewing for years, and in about a month and change,
one of them's going to be
their beers are going to be on tap right next to like some of the most premier beers in all of Vermont.
Yeah,
like
that's exciting.
And places like Farmhouse and Reservoir and the Bench and just a whole slew of places.
Yeah.
Mule Bar,
that's so cool.
Yeah.
What a great prize.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially like walking to a bar,
see your own beer on tap.
You see like Lawson and like Fiddlehead.
You're right in
and
there.
Alchemist. And like, wait, that's my beer right next to it.
That's amazing. And Burlington Beer Co.
Yeah.
Keep hearing about these guys.
Yeah, we hear good things.
We haven't tried them yet.
Yeah.
Yep. Do
This
a great
is
job.
Rye IPA.
Yep.
IPA.
Ooh.
A Ripa.
A Ripa, yeah.
So they're close by. They've been canning and bottling a lot lately. They've blessed us with a lot of beer. Our store really thank them a lot.
Cool.
And they're it's complicated being a wizard. Double IPA.
Oh, that's the name of the beer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does really well.
The wizard theme keeps coming up. I think the episode's going to have to be.
Yeah. It's a magical place, I guess. I don't know.
So the table is full. We can't fit any more beer on it. And is the box empty?
box is empty.
Okay, wow.
Yeah. Well, I got the other box in my car.
Oh, okay.
You don't have to drink them all, too.
Yeah.
I don't know how possible that would be.
Or you can enjoy things, later or tomorrow. Or
what would you like to drink for? If we're going to select, say, for the duration of the podcast, like 3, 4, something like that for the podcast, what would you like?
Let's see here. Okay, so we definitely should get some Lush going.
Yeah, well, that's.
I gotta remember what I got brought here. I would say Lush,
So that's
Lush,
that's a go.
get that. Gin barrel Saison.
Sounds good.
This guy, right? The Foley Brothers Prospect.
Yep. Keller beer is maybe a starter.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's probably a good start.
Well, that's 4. I mean,
That's fun.
Okay.
I'm sure the microphones are loving all the bottles.
Yeah, clink, clink. That's how raw it is, you know.
It's all working good. Oh,
Okay, well, let's try the Keller dry hopped lager beer, 4.9%, from Zero Gravity Craft Brewery.
How's it?
Give it a go.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers, man.
Nice. All right.
That's quite tasty.
Yeah, it's good.
It's got that more, like European hop profile to it. Like a little bit of a bite, a little bit of, malt.
Is this like a noble hop type beer, or
yeah,
tastes like it? I didn't expect it to be hazy. It's kind of unfiltered, I guess, or usually these beers are very clear, crisp.
Yeah,
but I like it. I prefer unfiltered beers personally. I don't know.
Yeah,
kind of a little bit bitter almost from the because it's dry hopped. I quite like. I think we had from Out of Time we had their Bohemian Pilsner, which was dry hopped. And I don't think we've had too many lighter styles that are dry hopped, and it just makes such a difference. It's such a cool addition to like a lighter beer, and just I don't know, maybe it appeases the beer nerd in me that not that I have a problem drinking like crisp light beers, but it's always nice to have that little. It's like a dash of hop flavor.
Yeah, like a little surprise or something. Too,
Yeah.
And up here in Vermont or down here in Vermont.
Yeah, for us,
for you guys, yeah,
right,
south of the border here.
Yeah.
South of the ice wall.
It's pretty much what it is.
We like a lot of hazy beers.
No, you guys really do great with the haze, and it seems to be just such a consistent element in everything. Do you know where that came from? Like, why is it Vermont beers are how they are? And you can probably extend that question to all of New England. But do you have any idea of where that just started? Like,
I would kind of. I would have to put that at more of the more popular styles that have come through, like in the last 5 to 10 years, with the rise of Alchemist and Lawson's and Hill Farmstead and just so many others, making some of these just unfiltered hazy styles just really caught on quick. And I'm definitely a big proponent of there being a Vermont style IPA.
Right.
There's a lot of debate up here and in the beer community about, is there such thing as a Vermont style IPA? And absolutely yes. If in Germany you could have like a Bohemian Pilsner and all these different kinds of Pilsners, just in like one country, you can at least have a Vermont style IPA. So
I think there's no doubt there's a Vermont style IPA. Yeah,
but there's a lot of debate. There's a lot of debate about that.
Yeah,
up here, or down here and stuff. Some people are like, well, it's just an IPA, or and there's some people
it's not
now
just an IPA. Okay,
I feel if they would have really grabbed it years ago, there would be a Vermont style IPA, just like there's a West Coast style IPA. That's more malty and bitter. But I think it's something may morph into a New England style IP in the future because of what Treehouse is doing and Trillium and other breweries and Wormtown to some extent as well.
Okay, so to validate your point, there's a beer from a brewery called Left Field in Toronto.
Yes.
Scotty brought out. We had it the other night, and it's called Laser Show, and it's built as a Vermont IPA.
Right,
and that's from Toronto.
Yeah, Toronto
so
beer.
I think that validates the fact that there's
absolutely
a Vermont style.
And not only that there is one, but it's number one delicious and popular and growing in popularity.
Well, and there's definitely people like Christian at the 12 Musketeers. He's making a like Vermont style IPA. It's like 6%. I had it like 2 days after it was bottled back in August.
Yeah,
and it's just so juicy and hazy and delicious.
Nice.
I loved it, and I had it and it was I couldn't think of any other beer that I wanted to just drink right then.
After that,
it was just wonderful. Yeah.
I had it recently. I did a video to compare it to other similar juicy Canadian beers because we can't get hold of these really easily, and it was about 3 to 4 weeks old. It wasn't really, it was hazy, but it wasn't really juicy, kind of bitter, lost its thing.
Yeah.
People were telling me, like, dude, 1 week tops, it's done.
Yeah, hops definitely fall off quick. And there's some, and being in retail, we get customers, from just a wide spectrum, and we have, certain customers that like things dialed in with a certain amount of like days after brewing, or some customers within like a week or two, or and certainly there's nothing wrong with having preferences, you know. And if you like something and you prefer something, you know, less than a week old, in Vermont you're fortunate to be able to often find a beer that fresh. You know, you're obviously not going to get that kind of a fresh beer from a West Coast brewery, where it's automatically going to be a month and a half old
before you get it.
Right.
How did you get your hands on a 2-day-old Le Trois Mousquetaires?
I'm probably one of the biggest Quebec beer fans.
Man, you should have told me. I could have brought you some stuff.
Well, I mean, I get a lot of special stuff.
So
I have friends.
You're talking to the guy
I have friends.
Yeah,
I could get you stuff. I mean, I have friends that many friends at Dunham, at, Le Trois Mousquetaires, at Dieu du Ciel, at Le Trou du Diable. I know, Ben at Oval. The guys at Sutton.
I haven't been able to get my hands on Oval.
I've had a lot of Oval. I got some of the Framboise, some of the Cassis. Cassis, number 1 rated beer in Canada right now.
Is it really? Okay. So it's AUVAL. It's like from Gaspésie, Eastern Quebec. So it's like hella far, like 9 hours drive, and they get to Montreal, and they're like,
in the summer,
gone.
In the summertime, they don't send their bottles south because people can go up there and make the trip up
there. But in the winter, when it's
but in the winter, they splash a little bit here and there, and there's some people that save me stuff and stuff. So.
Shall we open another while we're
sure, we can.
I know this one is just getting older by the second. So.
It is. It's a little bit too old.
We actually talked about this today with during the stamping of the date on the beer to verify the freshness.
Great point.
Because we talked about it earlier. So this was bottled 2 days ago.
2 days ago.
And I don't know if you're joking, but you're like, that's getting kind of...
I was joking a little bit.
We had second fiddle off the candy line today.
We have second off the candy line today.
And that's the nice thing about Vermont. You can visit all these breweries and you can have those experiences. It's such a beer wonderland up here. We're so fortunate to be
Why do you think we're here?
In this state of makers.
Amazing. Yeah.
On a quick side note, I think it's really cool that I haven't met anyone who's super interested in like the Quebec scene. Like, you're the first person to really bring it up.
The staff, like I'm the wine and beer manager, and if you walk in, I'll show you the Quebec beer section, and it's like, and we used to have a couple of shelves, but I finally said, no, we're having a whole section. It's going to be like in the front, and it's like we have just shelves for every drop of Quebec beer that I can get my hands on.
And does it do well here?
We absolutely have it.
Is it on the up and up?
We do, because we get like special treats from breweries, and we even have people that come in from Quebec to say, I can't even get that beer. How do you have that? So it's and my the people at the Beverage Warehouse just bust me on it all the time. They're just like, more Quebec beer coming in. We actually just got some more from today that I never had.
Okay, I'm gonna crack this before we start.
Go.
Frost Beer Works, Heinsberg, Vermont. Lush double IPA 8%. Imperial India Pale Ale. Let's give it a shot.
About to be a problem.
Okay. Yes. Wow, I'm getting like cotton candy.
Stop it.
Okay, sorry, I'm gonna pour it.
Nice.
Crazy. Cheers, gents. Ladies, Tiffany.
Cheers. Oh yeah, that's what's up.
Ooh-wee. Just makes you smile. Beer like that. No, I mean,
smile on the inside.
No, I mean, there's some beers out like that just
that's phenomenal.
So juicy.
Yeah, the sweet fruit's delicious on there.
Yeah, it's heavy, right?
And again, so smooth, creamy.
Sorry, guys, taking the photo.
It's all right, okay. They know. People know.
People know. So, I'm sort of curious about the whole. I guess because you guys are a hub for major, like, popular lineup beers, like we were talking about. Because
I line up for Heady, you line up for Lost
Sunshine.
Yep.
And you guys have a lot of other releases as well, from what I understand, that people come through and wait outside for.
Yep. Every week. I mean, because actually, beers like Sip of Sunshine and Heady Topper are really easy to get. We currently are doing Heady Topper 8 p.m. Wednesdays, 10 a.m. Thursdays, 10 a.m. Saturdays.
There was a Saturday. Okay.
And as long as you show up on time, you're guaranteed to at least get some beer.
Yeah.
And you'll be in and out pretty darn quick. For Lawson's, it's Friday mornings and Saturday mornings at 10 a.m.
Okay.
And we always lop off because there's only a couple of accounts that get their special bottles from Lawson's as well. We're one of them, and we always lop off a certain section and percentage of it and re-release it the next day.
So for the people who couldn't say
right, yeah. On the Friday.
And so we try to find the balance of taking care of make sure that the locals can get in and out. Not always do these releases on like a Friday morning at like 10 a.m. when we open because people have to work.
Yeah, right.
So like with the 8 p.m. on Wednesdays and with like the Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. Those are usually pretty easy for locals to get to. We try to find the balance between making it easy for locals to buy Vermont beer because that's definitely something we want to keep. Support our neighbors that are consumers, just like breweries support us,
right.
That are our neighbors, and also, find ways to do beer releases so that people can come down, from Montreal, come up from Massachusetts, Pennsylvania. People come from all
Far
over
and wide.
the nation to Vermont for beer trips.
Right.
I used to do it. I was a really great customer of Vermont and came up for the releases and would stay over and job opening came up and I said, hey,
oh yeah,
I like this place. I might as well.
Actually, that was another question I actually forgot to ask. What's your story? How did you get into beer? Like, how did you end up managing the biggest liquor store in the Northeast?
Yeah. So in Vermont, anyway.
Vermont.
Yeah.
I got excited with the
I don't feel the need to exaggerate. So I was in the industry in Massachusetts for a dozen years. Worked for a couple of beer, wine, liquor stores, and did some consulting throughout the Northeast as well, and also helped a couple of stores open. And just kind of was always a customer of Northern Vermont, going up to Hill Farmstead for releases, going up to the Alchemist when the brewery was still open to the public, and, going to the kind of Columbus Day weekend releases in Waitsfield for Lawson's for special bottles, and just the more I came up, the more I was like, I feel like I could be up here. Like this is a place that I would like to be. I'm just beer aside. I mean, I wouldn't move just for beer.
But that's not a bad reason.
Absolutely no, it's not. For sure. Just really enjoyed it up here and kept my eyes open, and I saw, a couple of job postings here and there, but nothing that I, felt like I wanted to take advantage of. And then there was a job opening to be the wine and beer manager at the Beverage Warehouse, and I was like, I'll apply for that. and I felt very fortunate to get it because it was, they got a lot of applications. I mean,
I can imagine,
and from far and wide. So I feel blessed to work for Jen, who is the owner. She is one of the best bosses I've ever had in my life. She is incredible, just so intelligent, warm, and caring. So I'm up here, I'm happy, and I'm loving it.
That's nice. Beautiful, man.
Yeah.
So what actually is your job role? So are you actually choosing, you're the gatekeeper, you're selecting the beers that get purchased?
Yes. I mean, we used to have a policy where we would just kind of carry everything, and now that's changing with the amount of things available. So for like beer and wine, I go to shows or I meet with vendors and I select it all. I say, sometimes you go to these wine tastings and you got to pick, you got to rip through, 100, 150 wines in, an hour or two. So you sip and then
spit.
Think about it and then spit.
Yeah.
And this, that, like, okay, that one's good. That one sucks. That one's not good. Send me that one. Don't even show me that again.
Is it like that?
Well, I mean, we do have a policy where we'll always carry everything Vermont. It's very important for us to support anything from Vermont, whether it's wine, beer, liquor, anything that we can.
So your job is essentially drinking delicious beers and deciding whether or not
and people
should have
it's
it.
It's like, oh yeah, should we carry some like Lawson's beer? No, but it's actually it's we it's a common thread with discussion where people say you just get to sit around and drink all day. It must be a fun job.
Must
I'm
be
like,
nice.
dude, my job is really hard. I mean, I work 6 days a week, and it's mostly just like with brewing. Most of the work isn't just dumping hops into something. It's all the cleaning, the paperwork, the tedious stuff. Same thing is true with our store. I mean, it's mostly like the hard work and the helping customers, and we get people from all over the world at our store, and so they'll walk in, they'll say, and then oh, do you have hay topper? No, we don't. And they start turn around and walk away. And it's like, oh wait, but you know what? You've never heard of Frost Beer Works Lush. Get some of that. Get some Foley Brothers Prospect. Get some, all these things. So
are people usually open to that if they come there like with wanting a mythical beer and they can't get it? And then...
yes and no. Some people are definitely like, I have a budget or a mission, and nothing else matters. Right. Some people come in. Some people come in as fans and be like, what do you guys drink? What do the locals drink? What's good? What's fresh? Or what's aged in some cases?
Right. I think what we're going to do now, we're going to come and see you tomorrow in the store.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Fast forward to tomorrow, and we're going to do a quick walkthrough of the store. So,
goodies.